angikwazi ukuzicontrol kodwa manje kumele ngihambe isikhathi shayile kumele ngihambe amandla aphelile manje kuhambe ngiphe ubaba idondolozele ubaba idondolozele isikhathi shayile kumele ngihambe amandla aphelile manje kuhambe ngiphe ubaba idondolozele ngiphe ubaba idondolozele. Minyaka ngihleli nawe angizange ngikuphoxe asikho sizathu sokuthi ungenze kanjena manje sekuyisikhathi sokuthi ngihambe manje sekuyisikhathi sokuthi ngihambe isikhathi shayile kumele ngihambe amandla aphelile manje kuhambe ngibe ubaba idondolozele ngibe ubaba idondolozele elungiphendela enhle nenhliziyo emhlophe wena waziya ukuthi ngenzeni yini engayenzanga manje sekuyisikhathi sokuthi ngihambe manje sekuyisikhathi sokuthi ngihambe isikhathi shayile kumele ngihambe amandla aphelile manje kuhambe ngibe ubaba idondolozele ngibe ubaba idondolozele thandwa ngiwenzela amaphutha sometimes angikwazi ukuzicontrola kodwa manje kumele ngihambe isikhathi shayile kumele ngihambe amandla aphelile manje kuhambe ngiphe ubaba idondolozele ngiphe
studios, Africa #1.
Ay, bathi khuluma nabo mfana umatshetse kuhamba kanjani uLungani Gwala lo aka umfana kachocolate. I'm in the building. Somehow I cannot hear myself. I don't know if my microphone is on, but I cannot hear myself. I can see the waves are going up and down. But let me double check ukuthi you guys can hear me ngalapho emakhaya. Welcome to the Global Sunday. I don't know. I really hope ukuthi kuzobe khona ama technical check. I know ukuthi there is load shedding in South Africa, so we're hoping ukuthi we'll find our guest for today. We pray ukuthi we'll find our guest for today. Guys, ngivunulile namhlanje ngizothi ukuhlafuna nje ulimi kancane, you know, in honor of inkosi yamaZulu. Ngumzulu phela nami ungajampisi. So ngizothi ukuhlafuna nje ulimi kancane. So you know, I will be speaking English there and there, but ngizothi ukulontuza you know, to speak Zulu just in honor of the king of the Zulus. You know, if you remember last week, we as Zulus we are facing, I mean the whole South Africa, not only the Zulus, you know, we are facing hard times as inkosi ikhotheme, and then also umenzi, a famous actor, example kubantu abaningi in South Africa, ukhotheme naye futhi okanye udlulile emhlabeni. So in honor of inkosi nomenzi ngivunulile bafethu, ngicela ningibukeni kahle. Ngizithobile namhlanje. Ngivunulile bafethu. Please let me know ukuthi you know, what do you think of imvunulo? It's called imvunulo. In Zulu it's called imvunulo. So ngivunulile, let me know what you think of imvunulo yamaZulu. So welcome to the Global Sunday. My name is Lungani Gwala, aka umfana kachocolate. Let me just quickly brief you with what we have today. Unfortunately, we might not have a special guest namhlanje, but we will be talking to Miss Classic. You know, she always have amazing motivation I share nathi, which is amazing. Today, obviously, we're gonna be update you with the entertainment news which kwenzakalani, especially in Johannesburg indaba eshisa kakhulu. And then also we're going to have the global news with Mr Ludden, and then sibe no Miss Classic asineze motivation sisuxoxa nje kancane, and then I will teach you isiZulu, and then if we fortunate enough to have Ugesi back by then, we'll be able to talk to uSnyden. Ngazo uSnyden no uSnyden yini. I know he was really looking forward to you know, talking to us with Global Sunday. But unfortunately, I think load shedding imqumbe phansi. I really think we should talk about that. I don't know if it's still early to talk about that, since we're still facing the crisis yama artists lapayana in Johannesburg, South Africa. But I really do think that at some point we should talk about this ESCOM thing, because it's not the first time we want to talk to an artist like with Global Sunday, and then they are not available because of load shedding. You know, so I know sometimes the schedule, you know, they give out the schedule, a national schedule, which and okay, sizohamba ngesikhathi sokuthi uzobuya ngesikhathi sokuthi. I don't know if they still do that. As I was asking last week, there is levels for load shedding, and there's levels for coronavirus in South Africa. in which that's a different story. That's another story for another day. But anyways, let me say we are also live. We are also live. I am for the arts with Facebook. We are live on the Global Sunday, and we are live with Global Diverse Studios. We are also live on YouTube. Please go check us out, Diverse Global Studios. You will find this live. Let me say hello. Hello. Kenya siyabonga athi it's very sad news. They are gone too. Yes, inkosi Khotheme no Menzi naye udlulile emhlabeni. But let me update you with kwenzakalani ku-entertainment news when we come back. Welcome again with Global Sunday. I'm your boy Lungani Gwala, aka Chocolate Kid Leo. Let me see you guys when I come back just now. Welcome back. This is Lungani Gwala, aka Chocolate Kid Leo. Welcome to the entertainment news. Firstly, let's start with Trevor Noah. A South African American comedian, Trevor Noah hosted Grammy Awards, which occurred last week here in America.
The 63rd Annual Grammy Awards. My name is Trevor Noah, and I'll be your host tonight as we celebrate the last 10 years of music that got us through the last 10 years of coronavirus. And we actually had quite a few Grammy Award winners and nominees from South Africa. Right here, in this elegant open-air tent, we will be presenting the most prestigious, sought-after peer-voted trophies in music. So, you know, the likes of Ladysmith Black Mambazo, they would always win Grammys. So I grew up knowing the Grammys.
Yes, I think you did very well, and congratulations, Trevor Noah. Next, we have B-Boy Louis, a guy from a group Flying Steps. Well, I didn't understand why they call themselves Flying Steps until I saw this. Yep, that's why they call themselves Flying Steps. A guy who flies anytime he wants to. So B-Boy Louis has reported to the Global Sunday that he's currently in Mexico on a tour, but when he comes back, he's looking forward to be part of the Global Sunday TV show. So we're looking forward to seeing you, B-Boy Louis. Next, we have Pindi P, a gospel singer, and of course, a good-looking lady. Pindi P has just released a new album which is called Worship Well.
Pindi P has released a much-anticipated new album, Worship Well. This album contains songs like Siyanqoba, Oh Holy God, and much more. The album is now available on all digital platforms. It's time for our wells to overflow with worship.
Next on the list we have MBZ, a South African artist and I believe a producer. He made a public announcement on Facebook saying he wants to feature upcoming artists, but only if the post that he posted on Facebook reaches 3,000 reactions. Unfortunately, the post did not reach 3,000 followers or 3,000 reactions. So he posted back and saying, this is not going to happen because we didn't meet the goal. So followers were upset, saying, quote, you knew you were not going to reach this goal because you have never reached it before. You only get 1,000 to 1.5 reactions. So why did you think you will reach 3,000? Just do the work and stop messing around with the upcoming artists. And finally, I am for the art. The fight continues with the artist and the government. A very intense meeting was held on Friday with the minister, the organizations, and the artist.
Just based on this opening of this meeting, from the minister and Dr. Khumalo, I would like you to just do some introspection, retrospection, and ask yourselves simple questions. Are we really understanding this sector? Are we really listening to what they're saying? Or are we more concerned with telling them what we have done and what we want them to hear, as opposed to what would they like us to hear?
From our meeting last week, which is the 14th of March, is how you have failed us. Because you acted in bad faith. You have not provided the 3 documents to us, which you promised to provide to us at the end of that particular meeting. And despite enormous numbers of warnings provided to you and the DAC, you did not heed any of those warnings, so much so that we needed to invoke the Protected Disclosures Act to suspend Mr. Sithole from this council whilst a thorough investigation is made.
We cannot allow those brave artists to be sitting in and sleeping at the NAC for another night. Some action must be taken, and it must be taken today. The NAC's mismanagement, lack of honesty and information, lack of clarity, and reneging on promised contracts. So we want to see a department who knows about the importance of art and culture and is proud of our achievements. We want to see transparency, accountability, and reliable communication. We want to see that every cent of government funding is going towards the creation of arts projects. We want artists to be recognized and paid.
Your lawyer said that this issue is not urgent.
It is about our children, not about us anymore. Some of us, we have lived our life, we have earned our stripes, we have deep-seated scars, but we cannot leave this earth and leave our children in the same situation that we have gone through, the exploitation and everything that we have gone through.
Minister, are you aware that the NAC's legal team, who is an agency of the DSAC, advises that all these agreements that were concluded should be entirely disregarded? And secondly, do you support this legal opinion? What is your plan for the safe reopening of theatres in the light of the failed attempts at COVID relief from your department? Thank you very much.
We don't want to hear anything from the end of the council. Can we please get the minister to talk to us? Thank you.
It would be difficult for me to say exactly when will people come to the fore and rescue us in the situation. We are engaging all avenues to try and help us in this situation. The major thing for us now, what preoccupies us, is how do we get the money?
I'm not very sure if the minister actually was listening to what was being said. What is being asked for right now is disband this council. It's compromise. Suspend the entire management of the NAC, because they were there too when this mess happened. And I'm quite prepared to take your call immediately after this meeting and sort out how we get out of this. Stop talking to Sipho Sithole, stop talking to Bongani Tembe, stop talking to all your trusted. They have failed you, they've thrown you under the bus. You are standing alone right now, the mud is on you. So let us help you to clean this mess and let the industry trust you that at least before you leave office, you would have done one thing right for this industry. Thank you.
Yes, Sibongile Mngoma and the other leaders in South Africa are saying, we are not going anywhere until you do the right thing. That was the entertainment news. See you when I come back. Lungani Gwala, aka Chocolate Kid Lee.
yedwa namdi ndedwa cela umama oyedwa lilizele mna xa ngena kwirap ndingumakoti ndithanda imike andisenantoni kaloku ibhozo sisandithandi ngoba ingathi yasidolela ingxaki ndithanda ukusulela ndikhwela ibhitha ndinokuxolela mara why undenza so flow angathi nandikhafu store mna hayi andisenamhlobo qanda nabo esangemihlobo sebenifuna bottle store hayi mani senza ibari ngathi ngoku ndithanda ibari ndishela umkhoza ndithanda imali kanentanga asuka nesibali ndenze ngathi ndinolwandle noba mandi yasibulela ndiyonobika ndikube ababuda basethatha stekisimba veke vele patronize ukumnandi ngathi ngoku sekomani hayi mani asalali big ndiyabika big ndiyabika phela baselect baserap because nandita big ndiyabika big ndiyabika phela basabek baserap because nandita shika ikandila saga ifefuna bajikuja mnaqandlula misisanti fuyafuna big ndiyabika big phela baselect baserap because nandita uma kubasiwe omagezi bandizitshisa enye into ndesifila bheke snacks ngikhulu umoya andlula kuthi hu shiya intwana zibamba undezalomafulutshisa impepho uqamathu uhamba nami babiza abaphansi ndibagqitha kwikhompyutha sibanga umolo hayidivume xa ngoliswa bandizela isangoma sizokwazi ukuvumisa ndingumxhosa qho aqotywa njisape bazomnyama ubaxelele bawo wethu baxolele bayichukuza ngokumnandi ingoma yam inencasa extrasosi enalanto eyamilela enandosi gcwele nendelelo basamthamdi yasikubela hayi sisuka ndiyaboniswa I'm taking control sandizolawula ngegudu bele njangasi mduba kadeliso nandi konkothane andlula ndiyilena ehambayo ngathi ndingonela big ndiyabika big ndiyabika phela baselect baserap because nandita big ndiyabika big ndiyabika phela basabek baserap because nandita shika ikandlula saga ifefuna bajikuja mnaqandlula misisanti fuyafuna big ndiyabika big ndiyabika phela baselect baserap because nandita open computer hayibo baxolele yeah eyamilela yo
Yes, that was Ulingzi L. Ati big nyakbiga. Big nyakbiga. Today I'm going to be very calm. I'm not going to be, very loud because there's a lot of things happening and, they're forcing me ukuthi ngibe umuntu calm. Anyways, ngithe ngizothi ukuthi qaphu kancane esiZulwini ngithi khuluma nabo mfana bathi khamba kanjani uLungani Gwala lo aka Chocolate Kid Leo. Welcome back to the Global Sunday. We're going to go straight to the news and part of the news that I like ngento ezokwenzakala namhlanje ukuthi eSouth Africa kutholakala ukuthi izinga le COVID-19 lehlile. That's really surprising. And bazama ukuthola ukuthi kahle kwenzakalani. Yini lenze ukuthi izinga lehle ngo-90% wonke. So that's the exciting part of the news. So we've got good news namhlanje. I know ukuthi umuntu mecabanga indaba uvela cabanga, bad news only, but today sinendaba ezinhle namhlanje, so please stay tuned when we come back. So besikhuluma no Miss Classic. Yeah, I'm sure Mr Ludden uready laphayana endabeni Phoenix. Mr Ludden, please take over.
Welcome to Global Sunday News. Today is March 21st, 2021. Reporting for GSN, I'm Kenneth Ludden. By the way, happy spring for those of you in the Northern Hemisphere. Yesterday was the first day of spring. As you all saw in the entertainment news segment, the plight of artists in South Africa is far from being resolved. And the government continues to work against their own artists. Do not be neutral about the arts. They are the blood of civilization and give value to the human race. Our loves, our troubles, our struggle, our accomplishment, these very things are the things that come from art. And art speaks to all people. Politics and religions can only reach the people that already believe, but arts can speak to everybody. Take a stand. Help these artists in their plight. Hold the South African minister accountable. Demand change. Demand honor for those rare gifted individuals who are among us. Now, in our first news clip, we see wars of words between the world's most notable major powers and bullets and death in Myanmar. Reporting on these events is Adadarana News 24 from Colombo, Sri Lanka.
Today's coverage tensions between the United States and Russia. The White House released a statement affirming that the administration backs US President Joe Biden's statement calling Russian leader Vladimir Putin a killer during a national television interview.
Does President Biden regret calling Vladimir Putin a killer?
No, the president gave a direct answer to a direct question.
The White House on Thursday stood by an assertion made by President Joe Biden during a national television interview this week about Russian leader Vladimir Putin. When asked in an ABC interview if he believed Putin was a killer, Biden said, "I do." Putin snapped back Thursday by saying, "It takes one to know one," arguing that every nation has to contend with bloody events and suggesting Biden was being hypocritical.
And I remember in my childhood, when we argued in the courtyard, we used to say, "It takes one to know one." And that's not a coincidence. Not just a children's saying or joke. It has deep psychological meaning. We always see our own traits in other people and think they are like how we really are.
Biden in the ABC interview also recalled once telling Putin he had no soul and said Russia would pay a price for allegedly meddling in the November 2020 U.S. presidential election, something the Kremlin denies. Putin's response Thursday also included a somewhat ominous message for Biden as he wished the U.S. president good health in an apparent reference to Biden's age of 78.
As he said, we know each other personally. What would I reply to him? I would say, "I wish you health. I wish you health." I say that without any irony or joke.
Later on Thursday, Putin proposed he and Biden talk as soon as Friday or Monday, saying he wanted the discussion to be, quote, live online without any delay. Russia is preparing to be hit by a new round of U.S. sanctions in the coming days over the alleged election meddling, as well as over an alleged hack. Putin said the two leaders could discuss a range of topics regarding bilateral relations, including the fight against the global health crisis.
The US and China leveled sharp rebukes of each other's policies in the first high-level, in-person talks of the Biden administration, with deeply strained relations of the two global rivals on rare public display during the meeting's opening session in Alaska.
A frosty start to their first face-to-face meeting in the chilly surroundings of Alaska. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken was first to break the ice in an opening statement that put his country completely at odds with China.
We'll also discuss our deep concerns with actions by China, including in Xinjiang, Hong Kong, Taiwan, cyber attacks on the United States, economic coercion toward our allies.
China's Director of Foreign Affairs shot back with similar remarks, telling his counterpart that the US had nothing to gain from being confrontational. Over the next 2 days in Anchorage, both sides will lay bare their differences on a range of issues. The US will bring up human rights in Hong Kong and Beijing's treatment of the Uyghur population in Xinjiang province. Blinken also said he'll push back against Beijing's authoritarian drive and its aggressive stance in the South China Sea. But China also plans to go on the offensive, accusing the US of pushing democracy despite the Capitol riots and of having its own problem with human rights. The breakdown in relations between the US and China is nothing new, though. Ties between both sides have been worsening for years. They plunged even further last year after Donald Trump accused China of not doing enough to contain the coronavirus outbreak.
Spanish lawmakers legalized euthanasia and assisted suicide for people with serious and incurable or debilitating diseases who want to end their life, making Spain the fourth country in the European Union to take the step.
In a historic vote, Spanish lawmakers gave the green light to legalizing euthanasia in the country. Passing the legislation was a priority for the ruling Socialist Party, and on Twitter, Spanish Prime Minister Pedro Sanchez hailed the decision.
Today we have become a country that is more humane, fairer and freer. The euthanasia law, widely demanded by society, has finally become a reality.
The legislation allows those with a serious incurable illness or a chronic incapacitating condition the right to request to end their lives. As Parliament approved the law, outside, crowds celebrated, but for some, it was bittersweet.
I am partly angry that the law wasn't approved when my mother needed it, but we have to live in a positive way, and we are happy to be able to contribute to this society and fight for a right. Today, we can go to bed a little freer.
In a traditionally Catholic country like Spain, the law is polarizing. The church has been vocal in its opposition, with one leading bishop denouncing euthanasia as a form of murder, while the far-right Vox Party says it intends to challenge the law before the Constitutional Court. Spain is now the fourth European nation to legalize euthanasia. It joins the likes of the Netherlands, Belgium, and Luxembourg.
And now, a chilling update on the situation in Myanmar as the death toll keeps mounting despite global pleas to resist using force on innocent civilians. New reports reveal that at least up to 200 have lost their lives due to coup violence.
The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights says more than 200 people have been killed in Myanmar protests since last month's coup, including 121 since last Friday. Michelle Bachelet noted the death toll could be much higher as the UN doesn't have access to some areas. She added that some 2,400 people have been detained by military and police. The military, which seized power on February 1st, has increased its use of deadly force against unarmed protesters, with more reports of prisoners being shot dead or tortured.
Pandemic continues its global rampage, and concerns about AstraZeneca's vaccine safety is tested by the EU, finding it safe for the public. And yet the EU and the UK are still at odds. Watch this second clip from Adaderna News 24.
We now want to update on the virus pandemic. Singapore Airlines has successfully implemented the International Air Transport Travel Pass mobile application pilot on its flight to London, UK. The implementation follows after the platform's first full deployment with the carrier earlier this month. Passengers can now experience safe, quarantine-free travel as new reports suggest a possible collaboration with multiple countries like New Zealand. For more on this, we have Adaderna World News special correspondent Timali Bandara from Singapore. Timali?
Yes, Sahib. The travel pass is designed for digital health verification and stores information on passengers' health, including whether they have had virus tests or vaccines. Travelers can use the pass to create a secure digital version of their passport on their mobile phone, input flight details for any travel restrictions and requirements, and receive verified test results and required confirmation for traveling. The IATA Director General said the successful implementation of the travel pass in this trial with Singapore Airlines passengers demonstrates that technology can efficiently help travelers and governments to manage travel health credentials. The director stated that the significance of this to restarting international aviation cannot be overstated. It gives travelers a one-stop shop to help them comply with the new rules for travel and is a purpose-built means for airlines to manage the new travel requirements without drowning in inefficient and ineffective paper processes.
Thank you, and that was Other Than World News special correspondent Timali Bandar reporting from Singapore. The European Medicines Agency has announced that AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine is safe and effective. The news comes after 13 EU member states suspended use of the vaccine over fears of a link to blood clots. UK regulators also confirmed its safety, calling on people to continue getting jabs.
The European Medicines Agency has revealed the results of its probe into the safety and effectiveness of AstraZeneca's COVID-19 vaccine.
This vaccine is safe and effective in preventing COVID-19, and its benefits continue to be far greater than its risks. PROC noted that the number of thromboembolic events reported after vaccination is lower than the expected in the general population, and PROC has concluded that there is no increase in the overall risk of blood clots with this vaccine.
This announcement comes after more than a dozen countries in the EU suspended its use. With the green light given, it's now up to individual EU states to decide whether and when to restart using it. UK's regulators also unveiled their findings on Thursday, backing up the EMA's view that the vaccine does not cause blood clots. Reviewing 5 UK-based reports of a rare and specific type of blood clot, regulators said it had been reported in less than 1 in a million people vaccinated so far in the UK and can also occur naturally. Reiterating that the benefits outweigh any risks, they urged the British public to continue getting the AstraZeneca jabs. In Germany, the Federal Ministry of Health said 13 cases of blood clots in cerebral veins have been reported after receiving the AstraZeneca vaccine. 12 women and 1 man between 20 and 63 years of age reportedly suffered blood clots. However, with the green light given by the EMA, Germany's health minister said Thursday that the country will resume use of AstraZeneca's vaccine from Friday. Italy, Spain, and France have also said they will resume using the jab. Sweden says it needs a few days to decide its next steps.
Along with the update on the European Medicines Agency backing AstraZeneca jabs, multiple countries like Germany, France, Spain and Italy will resume use of the vaccine after temporarily halting them due to concerns the vaccines could be causing blood clots.
Several European countries have decided to resume using the AstraZeneca vaccine after briefly pausing use due to safety concerns. Germany is among the first to do so. Jabs there will restart on Friday. However, Germany will place a warning on the AstraZeneca vaccine, urging people to seek rapid medical advice if appropriate. Germany was one of several countries that this week suspended use of the vaccine after some 30 cases of blood clots were reported in people who had received the vaccine. France made the same decision as Berlin. The French Prime Minister said the rollout would begin again on Friday as it tried to reassure the public of its safety. Italy and Spain will also restart, but Sweden says it needs a few days to decide. The moves come after the European Medicines Agency revealed the results of its probe into the vaccine's safety and effectiveness. Greatly welcoming the news are countries that decided not to pause the vaccine. Belgium describes the vaccine as an indispensable workhorse without which it says its vaccination efforts will not succeed. In the UK, British Prime Minister Boris Johnson reaffirmed the vaccine's safety, saying he's getting the shot himself on Friday.
A vaccine feud has potential to be sparked between the EU and the United Kingdom as the country has hit back at the bloc with its own warning after European Commission President Ursula von der Leyen threatened to block deliveries of Covid-19 jabs, leaving the EU unless other vaccine producers share their supplies. For more on this, let's go to other world news special correspondent Hasiti Abesekara from Plymouth in the United Kingdom. Hasiti.
Yes, Zahid. British Health Secretary Matt Hancock said, "There is a need for all countries to respect contract law and expects the European Union to live up to the commitments and statements that it has made, and fully expects those contracts to be delivered on, because there are very significant consequences to breaking contract law." The European Commission President had singled the UK out as a nation that receives EU-manufactured COVID-19 vaccinations, but does not reciprocate by allowing British-produced jabs to go the other way. President of the European Commission, Ursula von der Leyen, stated, "They want to see reciprocity and proportionality in exports and are ready to use whatever tool needed to deliver on it." The Commission President also said, Brussels would consider reducing exports to countries which had higher vaccination rates than the EU, in what she described as proportionality. The UK expects to have vaccinated half of all adults by the end of the week, while many EU countries are yet to reach 10%. Government ministers confirmed that the UK would see reduced vaccine deliveries in April. Back to you, Zahid.
Thank you, and that was the World News special correspondent Hasiti Abesekar reporting from Plymouth in the United Kingdom. Russia and China have signed a memorandum of cooperation to build an international moon station. The head of Roscosmos, Dmitry Rogozin, made the announcement as he unveiled the Luna 25 lander, a spacecraft due to be launched this coming October.
Ushering in a new era of space cooperation between Russia and China, the two countries have signed a memorandum that sets in motion plans to build a joint space station, either on the moon's surface or in its orbit.
Within the framework of creation of the International Lunar Research Station, China and Russia will use their experience in space science, research and development, and use of space equipment and technology to jointly formulate a roadmap for the construction of the ILRS.
The planned station has been described as a comprehensive scientific experiment base with the capability of long-term autonomous operation. The project would also include research and experimentation to test necessary technologies for future manned missions to the moon. In the early years of China's space program, the country relied heavily on Russian expertise, but since launching its first crewed mission in 2003, it has largely forged its own path. While Russia is a participant in the International Space Station, its own space program has been somewhat overshadowed by those of China, the US, India and others. China has already launched 2 small experimental space stations, placed a rover on the far side of the moon and has a spacecraft in a parking orbit around Mars. This year it has 4 manned missions planned, the aim to work on its first permanent space station orbiting the Earth.
Learned about the novel coronavirus, it continues to change. And in South Africa, a new shift has scientists baffled. Here is a very special report about the astonishing return of events in South Africa.
Beginning of 2021, the South African doctors and people were bracing for the worst as a new coronavirus strain was wreaking havoc across the country. In fact, every 1 in 3 tests were coming out to be positive. But now the number of active cases in South Africa has dropped by 90% in merely 3 months. If you look at the new infections graph and break down the numbers for you, since mid-January, the cases have dropped to 22,000 in 1 day to around 1,000. Now, this drop is not attributed to any vaccination program. The cause of the decline remains unclear. It is a mystery. Now, there was no government-imposed strict lockdown. Apart from a national mask mandate that has been in place, there hasn't even been a vaccination program. So how exactly did the numbers come down to this extent? The researchers do not know the actual toll of the virus on the population. Limited testing capacities and asymptomatic infections have led to no definitive data on how many people have recovered from COVID-19 and may now be immune. Some scientists, in fact, believe the cause of the sudden drop in cases is that sections of the population reached a level of immunity that made it harder for the virus to jump between different groups. But the search to unravel this mystery continues. The South African coronavirus variant that had powered the latest wave of infections also made some existing vaccines less effective. In some cases, it also reinfected people who had recovered from a previous bout of COVID-19. Our correspondent Calvin Ongmo sent us this report from Johannesburg. Take a listen in.
In the past 3 months, South Africa's COVID-19 numbers have dropped by almost 90%. In mid-January, South Africa saw a record of nearly 22,000 cases a day. Now it has dropped to around 1,000 without large-scale vaccination campaign or stringent lockdown. It has been reported that fewer than 5% of COVID-19 tests are finding traces of the virus. Experts abroad are saying the causes of this steep decline in cases remained somewhat of a mystery. They are also trying to find different explanations for how the outbreak in South Africa isn't following patterns set elsewhere. The vaccine in South Africa has inoculated a little over 154,000 healthcare workers. So far, COVID-19 has claimed lives of 51,326 South Africans with just over 1.5 million cases. This is Calvin Ongmo from Johannesburg, South Africa.
South Africa, the home of the variant that is most threatening, is also the home of miracles and hope. However, for people who are not in South Africa, there is a reality that must be faced and addressed. With the change in seasons in the north comes the fear of springtime insanity as millions of US college students party in Florida for their spring break. Likewise, many people, even those who have not received the vaccine, have the false impression that going out in public crowds is now safe. This, as Europe, which saw similar cavalier actions a short while ago, are again pressed to their limits in hospitals. Listen. Listen carefully. If you have received the vaccine, it is true that you are almost certain to avoid infection with COVID-19. It is also true that even if you do contract it, you will certainly not get a severe case or need hospitalization. If you know someone who has been vaccinated, you have not been vaccinated. Likewise, if you know that millions, nearly 100 million in the US alone, have gotten the vaccine, you have not gotten the vaccine. For those of you who believe good health practices limit your freedom, I pity you. I remember when I was a teenager and they first had seatbelts in cars, many people found this an assault against their personal freedom. But over the years, and before airbags, many of those people lost their lives, their loved ones, and their children because they refused seatbelts. This is not sane. If you have received full vaccination, as I did 3 weeks ago, you must still wash your hands frequently. You must still wear masks in public. You must be very respectful of the lives of others. Just because you won't get sick doesn't mean that you and your freedom can't become the murderer of those you love or those you don't know by carrying the virus to them. Stop being silly, people. Do what is right. Or go to South Africa. But if you are not in South Africa, you must be very prudent. Thank you, and back to you, Lungani.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Ludden, for the news. Yes, like I said previously, guys, if you like my outfit, ngiyarepresenta la ngikhona phela nami ungangithathi kancane, you know, support mfethu ngitshela ukuthi what do you think about the outfit yami. Today I'll just be calm, you know. Angeke ngize ngiphaphe kakhulu because kushoniwe back ekhaya kushoniwe bafethu, so I'll take it easy. And you know, I'm an artist, they are going through hard times, you know. There's a lot of things happening in South Africa, but I'm really glad with Koninte Yoto City Fitile. If you saw on the news when the announcement you know, izinga le COVID-19 lehlile, you know, lehlile kunaqala ngo 90% wonke. 90% akekho waziyo. Ochwepheshe abayitshela bazi izinto bahlulekile nabo. Bazamile bahlule bathi basenza research. Ngiyazi because senzeka eSouth Africa lento le. Ngiyazi ukuthi lezi gebengu lezi into bengithi gebengu ngeke ngize ngichaze ukuthi ngikhuluma ngobani, but ngiyazi ukuthi bazoqamba amanga because abafuni ukusho ukuthi angazi ukuthi kwenzakaleni. They will do a research for isikhashana and then bese beqamba amanga because iSouth Africa. Kube mhlambe ila ngikhona eMelika buzoza umhlola bezovele nje kupublish egcwale yonke indawo. Manje kuvele kugcwale yonke indawo ko CNN ko bani kugcwale yonke indawo kuthi hayi iMelika isivele nje yadila neCovid-19 kalula kabukabi. Just because ithina angazi ukuthi senzani bafethu abantu abamnyama, angazi senzani bafethu. But hayi ke la ngakhona mfethu kunabantu abahlakaniphile njengabo obongiwe Mngoma. Nabo usibongile Mngoma nobongiwe Msomi. Yazi izinto ezenzakalayo. Sometimes I confuse ubongiwe Msomi nosibongile Mngoma. Hey, because ama second names waqala ngendlela efanayo. So yeah, I know apparently, you know, most of you or some of you do not understand what I'm saying, but don't worry because later on I'll be teaching you isiZulu. You know, last week it was hectic. It was very busy because of the shocking news that we had ukudlula kwenkosi, ukudlula kwamenzi, the thing that is happening laphayana Johannesburg, South Africa. So so yeah, today I will try and make sure that I teach you isiZulu. So please do not go anywhere. I'll be teaching you a very interesting Zulu word in honor of King Yamazulu, and also Amazulu nje on their own, because yonke into iqanje ngathi iZulu liqanje ngathi Amazulu abantu thina, I mean it's very interesting. But I'm going to be talking to Miss Classic namhlanje. I know ukuthi not only she has a motivation for us, she also has an announcement afuna ukuyenza. And I know ukuthi in South Africa there is a struggle of signal, network yapeta, ilentuza, load shading khona lana, kuningi. So I think our next topic, after sesifayithele indaba le yalezi imali lezi abangafuna ukuyikhipha lapha kwi-governmental organizations, kuzomele sihlale phezu kwale ndaba le yagesi bafethu. No, mina ngeke ngikhathele bafethu, ngikhathele. I promise you, you have no idea ukuthi mangaka ama-artists ase-South Africa who couldn't make it because of load shading. You wouldn't understand bafethu. So I really think that our next focus ilendaba ya Eskom, ukuthi Eskom for so many years, I mean I can't even count, maybe bengakazalwa nanokuzalwa Eskom bafethu ngisanga lapha eSouth Africa ugesi vele ukuthi nyampu. Okay, babona ukuthi okay, abathi upgrade kancane, then basitshela ukuthi each and every time bezocisha ugesi bazositshela ukuthi no, we have a schedule now, ugesi socisha ngesikhathi sokuthi. And then keep a schedule, in which still it does make a difference. But what doesn't make sense, why do you guys still have the job if you cannot handle the job? Why don't you give it to somebody else who can be able to take care of the job? How many years, man? If you are watching right now, just drop a comment if you know how many years Eskom has been in charge of South Africa. Why bangenzi plan mfethu bastopela ndiyazi ukuthi kuhlungu kanjani ukuhlala ngaphandle kwale. And into abasengayo bacisha ugesi kuma rural areas. Yabona kuthina esihluphekayo bavula ucishe lapho ugesi. Laba besilungu hayi khohlwa ngeke uzubone ucishe mhlambe ke mase sekushuba kakhulu every now and then mhlambe for 30 minutes or 1 hour bawucisha ugesi. And then thina the whole week ngiyakhumbula there was time where bafethu ningazodlala la bafethu ningazodlala la akusiwona umhlaba wa Eskom South Africa. We must deal with this after the pandemic esibhekene nayo yama artists ukuthi iNAC neDAC ayifuna ukubakhokhela. It's crazy, and if we do not face it bazoqhubeka bazoyenza for another 20 to 30 years. So we really need to deal with it, and as media sizoyipublisha thina sizoyi-expose, sizoyi-expose. Mayfika ngapha eMelika, there will be people who will take a stand. I know there's people who are like some of us who are not scared of telling people straight on their faces what you're doing is wrong. It's completely wrong. Take advantage abantu just because abanawo ama-facilities, abakwazi ucomplaina, abanayo airtime yokuthi bafone, abafana laba abanye abanama-landline umuntu angakhuluma for hours waiting, So it's really crazy. Anyway, let me just calm myself down, driving shit ukuthi ngizozehlisa, and try to get hold of Miss Classic. Ngizwe ukuthi into azisiphatheleni namhlanje. I know ukuthi they are working on a certain event. Angazi noma event ama couples kodwa ke okwahleke awuthi ngaphapi ngivele nje ngihlale phe kwa indaba ngibingelela uMiss Classic. Miss Classic, ngiyakwamukela kwi Global Sunday.
Welcome to everyone. Nami ngiyazamukela. I hope everyone has been doing great. This is your one and only, the queen of the show, the Global Sunday. I know ukuthi we are, as artists, we are in the struggle, but I'm sure if we work together, something will come up. And I want to thank the ambassadors of artists and encourage them to push forward until we get what we are looking for.
Miss Laseki, ngidiniwe kancane namhlanje, not kakhulu, like angiyena umuntu odinwayo, yabona into engisho. Buka nenwele zami sezizaba njani, you know. Kancane nje ngidiniwe, you know, due to what is happening in South Africa. That includes, you know, artists not being paid for their projects, you know, load shedding, Eskom not being reliable in the business. I mean, like, it's, how can you vote for a president, you know, believing that uzokwenza umsebenzi wakhe, and then mase sengasawenza umsebenzi wakhe nithi hayi bandla mhlambe ustressekile, you know, ufundeleni? What did this person study for if they cannot do their work? If you think you have studied for your work and you are qualified to do your work, then do your work, you know. Stop thinking ukuthi abantu and bazokudabukela. It doesn't work like that. I'm an artist, I'm a dancer, you know. When I get on stage, I am required to do what I need to do. And same people, Miss Classic, laba ngafuna ukwenza umsebenzi wabo, if I do not perform kahle stage or a certain mistake happens, they are the one that's going to pull the money away from me. You know, bona laba bangakwazi uku-act kuma departments abo. This is crazy, Miss Classic. I don't know what you think about this, but anyway, I do not want to take over. I know ukuthi nezinto eziningi ufuna ukukhuluma ngazo. You know, let me just I know you have a show on the 24th of April, and you're gonna touch on that. We're gonna talk about that after Emotivation. Please take over, Miss Classic.
Okay, yes. Hi, welcome back to our topic today. We're gonna talk about the 3 Ds, but I won't talk about all of them today. I will just touch on or focus on the determination. I know the situation is not good on us as artists in the whole world, especially in South Africa, but I want to encourage you. That is why I'm here with the Global Sundays. We want to tell you, be determined to push forward, to push further, whatever that you are doing in all arts, performing arts forms that we have. Remember, we have dance, we have drama, we have music, we have visual arts. So, and our work is to serve people with all our musical forms. So if we don't have people to serve to, and even if we serve in those performance, in those stage, those who are lucky to serve or to perform, they can't get paid, and the sponsors are pulling away because it's lockdown or whatever excuses that we have in South Africa right now. So I want you not to give up. As you know, that is my brand, to say never give up, and also to say determination is very, very important. It's the only key for us to resolve our problem. Actually, the word determination means resolve or resolution. This is our resolution. Okay. So it is the quality of being determined, firmness of purpose. So it is a positive emotional feeling that involves persevering towards our difficulties in our goals and in any obstacles. So determination occurs prior to goal attainment and serves to motivate behavior that will help achieve one's goal. I know everyone has their own goals. We have a lot of events. We are planning for our future. That is why we made plans, we made loans, and it's unfortunate that we can't even have monies as artists now to continue to pay our bank loans, to pay for our cars, to pay for our to feed our families, and to take care of ourselves in all budgets that we have, the expenses. But I want to know not to give up, but to be determined. If you're determined, you know, like in the football, you fall when you are trying so hard to score the goal, but then you don't give up. You pull yourself up and score the goal for the whole team. So this is what we're going to do as South Africans. We're going to fight together. This is what Sibongile Mngoma is doing in Abojoy, and that is what the late Menzi Ngubane was part of the struggle pushers that says, let's go forward and push together so that we can have a resolution towards our challenges. So I want to give you the examples of determination. Definition of the example of determination. It is firm intent or decision which has been reached. And another one, it is the strength to keep applying for jobs after being turned down. You know, when you apply for the job and they're turning you down, you don't give up. You keep on pushing. By dozens of potential employees. You know, there are a lot of employees that you apply with, and then sometimes you get turned off, but you don't have to give up. You have to try to push to another job. If you apply for the sponsors in all the stakeholders that need to find you, especially you, my fellow artists, you need certain things so that you can win these people's mind. Because they are very intelligent. They are giving the money to fund us, but they are looking for certain people to represent or to present their projects in a good manner. These are the things that are needed. You need to write proposals for your funding. And the proposal is not just a long history, because these people, remember, they don't have time in their offices. They have a lot of meetings. So they will just look at the budget and look at the objective of your proposal and then be able to fund you, because they don't have time to read at the 5 pages or 10 pages when you're applying for funding. And to touch on that, you must be specific on your budget. And be on time. You have to apply maybe 3 months or 4 months before the event. You give it time so that you can have a lot of sponsors, because you don't look for sponsors in only one stakeholder. You're looking for sponsors in different sponsorships. So what you have to do is to write a good proposal and submit it on time. After doing that, you check. Maybe you can even visit one of the officials that are receiving the proposals to check your proposal if it's in a good state. And then you can be able to submit the pictures of the previous events. So, because if you're looking for something like 200,000, who can risk his 200,000 to someone who haven't even submitted the pictures of the previous event to risk with your money to fund someone? The event, maybe that was not successful before. So these are the things that we sometimes we can blame the funders. And it's us that are lacking the writing skills. We are lacking technology to write the proposals correct. We are lacking, the determination or devotion to prepare. The paperwork is the key, because even for them to get the funding, and remember, they have year ending for the funding. So you need, even if you have 12 events in a year, submit all your proposals so that they can have a look at them and see which event they can be able to sponsor and how much can they sponsor you. And you can look for other sponsors to partake to the sponsorship of the event, and go submit your posters to media, promote your event, media, and also to social networks to push your event. You can do, there's nothing that is impossible as long as you are determined. I said it last week, you need to be brave. You need to look for ways. Just don't relax and think things will come easy. There are a lot of artists who are looking just to get on stage. They don't care how the arrangements of them to get on stage. How far are the organizers? What is the sacrifices that the organizers are going through, so for them to get on stage, so that they can get empowered, they can get money. You see the bands looking for money and demanding after the event. They don't know how painful or what is the struggle of these organizers to try and get the funding for them to get paid. So I will just continue and give you more about the determination. So I want you guys not to sit down and relax. We have to help yourself. We have to help ourselves with this art. Otherwise, we're not going to go anywhere if we just sit and relax. Okay, so self-determination, it is making the decision to run like running the marathon without asking anyone's opinion. You need to be brave. You need to be determined to do that. You need all the 3 Ds, but especially determination. Okay. And this self-determination now alone is the right of people to decide upon its own political status or form of government without outside influence. We don't need any influence to have determination, self-determination. You need to do it by yourself. Ask yourself what you need and collect all the information that will take you forward. Why determination is the key to success? I'm sure everyone is asking themselves that question right now. Okay? Why determination is the key to success? Because without it, the 3 Ds and being brave, cannot succeed in life, especially if you are in the art industry. It is very important because it enables us to persist in the face of difficulties. If you will face the challenges, like now we are facing challenges, you need to have plan A and plan B. We are artists, but we must take our art as a business. Remember, we can't just sit around and mope and cry. We need to do something. The ambassadors are fighting for us. Have a second job that you can do beside going on stage and performing. I'm not saying just because I have qualification, but don't rely on it too much, because if it's taken away, the stage is taken away, how is your family going to survive? You can sell fat cook. You don't have to go big. Sell fat cakes. Sell cakes, biscuits. That doesn't need a lot of money. There are a lot of artists that are just, I saw doing something during the lockdown. There's Abo Lungi. There's a lot of artists. There's Nontlanta. I was singing in the Menzi Ngobane's funeral. That lady is brave. She's now opened a franchise at home, selling hot dogs, fries, and all other things. You see, this is how to go. This is the way to go.
If I'm gonna sell amagwinya.
Oh, you don't do art every hour. You can sell, you can even employ someone, put a container outside the house. While you are going on stage and rehearsals, Lungi, you can be able to have someone who's selling stuff at home. Have some cash running, or some small business running while you are going on to rehearsals, while you are going on stage. Because really, it's depressing when there are no, and it's not all of us that can get gigs. It's not all of us that can get gigs. It's a lot of us, especially in Durban. When they get gigs, it's a scheme that is getting certain events. And that scheme in a year, they repeat in the posters and festivals again and again and again until the year ends. You see same faces.
Yeah, in which that's what we're fighting for in Johannesburg, South Africa, because they keep giving the same people funds, and
exactly.
Exactly. They'll give one person funds maybe times 3 or times 7 even. So
exactly.
that's true. That's absolutely true. Okay.
And it's the same people that are complaining. Most of those people who are getting funding is the ones that are complaining. They're marching, they're complaining. Those who are not getting the funding at all, they keep quiet. There are people who are not big and talking, but they're good in action. So, but we don't discourage those who are fighting for us. Yes, please, guys, keep pushing for us, because we are really crying in silence. A lot of us. There are a lot of artists in Durban. They're keeping quiet. They don't know what to do, but they can do something about their lives. It makes us to march fearlessly ahead without faith until we achieve our goal. So that's what must happen. You must be determined. Have determination. I'll tell you more about it now. It makes us to march fearlessly ahead with faith until we achieve our goals. That is determination. Let's have 3 Ds as artists. Let's have there are artists who are baking. There are artists who are now. I have Nonkululeko Etumlazi. She's a designer. She's designing clothes. She's gonna sell for artists. You see, there are a lot of artists who are doing something. I'm on highway. I'm teaching because I didn't feel sorry for myself. There are a lot of artists. There is Atlas Duma. is running a production company. You see, there's a lot of business that we can do besides to go to the boss and work for the boss. Since life is never smooth, many of us fail off when we come across obstacles. You see, life is not easy, Lungani and my fellow artists out there. And I want to try and encourage you right now. I'll give you some few quotes to give you power to stand again. I know you are right now. You feel like you are restless. You are tired.
Yeah.
Pull yourself up. You know.
Peace, in fact.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
You know. So you may not control all the events that happens to you, but you can decide. You can decide not to be reduced by them. Did you hear that? You may not control all events, such as even these ones of lockdown that happen to you, but you can decide not to be reduced by them. Don't allow these situations of being broke, bankrupt, to reduce you, to reduce your level of art, to reduce anything that God gave you. God gave us gifts. We must make sure that we turn them to gold. We empower others or serve them, serve the community, and give them stories. We tell stories in art. So in the long run, we shape our life and we shape ourselves. Let's shape ourselves. Above all, the hero of your life, you are not the victim. Okay? So the only person you are destined to become is a person you decide to be. So which person you decide to be? You want to be a coward and quit, or you're going to push with us forward? Because I'm pushing forward.
Yeah.
And the Global Sunday is trying their best level. All South Africans, they work so hard to make sure South African artists are getting what they deserve. They promote us, they are there with us, they give us support. What else do we need? Lungani can even make posters for you if you're making events, but you need to pay a certain amount, make a contract. And you get that familyship, you get that support. It's not huge as other guys, the fees. So get connected. Take this hand of Lungani Gwala and the Global Sunday and use it wisely. Don't take things for granted. Okay? We are here because we love you. Otherwise, we wouldn't have been here. We would be sleeping, enjoying our bed with our, tonton and what,
Yeah.
So the quotes again to close and quote, because I want to give you steps on how to get to the determination. Victory is always possible for the person who refuses to stop fighting. It is always possible. Stop fighting. Okay. It is only when we silence the blaring sounds of our daily existence that we can finally hear the whispers of the truth that life reveals to us. After every storm, remember, the sun will smile. So as we are hearing the results of COVID-19 in South Africa, 90% down. So this is a good sign. Don't cry for yourself. Stop crying. After every storm, the sun will smile. For every problem, there is a solution, and the soul's invisible duty, it is to be a good cheer. So life is not always fair. I know that. Life is not fair, but sometimes you get a splinter sliding down a rainbow. Okay? Sometimes our light goes out. You feel like everything is like going down. I can't take it anymore. But it's blown again into instant flame by an encounter with another human being. Okay? So how to stay motivated Lungani and my fellow artists out there, take it one day at a time. Number 2, surround yourself with positiveness, positive people. Okay? And then thirdly, create a vision board. You have to have a vision board, not like the one behind me. This one is a nice deco painting, but you need to have a board to show your action plan, what do you want to be, where do you want to be in 20 years or in 5 years or in a year. You have to have a year plan calendar. As an artist, you have to have a year plan. If it's empty for the whole year, this means you need to pull up your socks. Even if it's community event, you can do something. Even in a church, in a wedding, try and revive yourself. Okay? Make a smart goal. Reward yourself if you did something good and you don't hear any clap from people. Reward yourself for even trying to get onto that stage. Your self-esteem is more important. You did try. It's better than the person who did not try at all, who's crying and sitting at home. Okay? And no one will know and appreciate your music if you're sitting in the studio and recording, but you don't go to perform for us. So please, get your wake up. Please, I'm begging you. Go and try and get to the stage. Okay?
Yeah.
And let's listen to your music with no audibility. Believe in yourself. You can do it. Acknowledge your positive attributes. Recognize your progress. You can see how much you've tried. Maybe you got onto the stage twice this year than last year. Recognize that you tried. You tried. Some of us haven't even went to stage for even 2 years, but we have companies that are sitting without making money. And they even expired. We have to pay for the companies to be renewed. Everything expires. You're sitting at home. Other people are going on stage 5 times than you. So if you get a chance to get on stage and use your company, recognize that progress and appreciate yourself. Visualize accomplishing your goals. Be kind to yourself. Don't compare yourself to others. That's the biggest challenge that we have. Don't compare yourself. Me, I'm not like Sibongile Mngoma. I'm not like Sibongile Khumalo. I'm myself. I'm not like Nikki Shange. I'm not like Simthandile Mtolo. I'm not like anyone else. I'm not like Ayanda, the makeup artist. Appreciate yourself the way you are and push forward. Then those people, they will fit in like a puzzle to take you forward. Determination. The steps to determination. It is the progress tracking with the self-determination knowledge scale protest. It's identifying strengths, weakness, and needs and preferences. Those are the steps to your own self-determination. It's developing decision-making skills. To be determined, it should develop your skills of decision-making. And identifying rights and goals and responsibilities, goal setting and anticipating consequences, enhancing creativity, developing communication skills. And what are the outcomes, Lungani, of the self-determination? Why do we want this thing so much? It will allows people to feel that they have control over their choices and lives. It also has an impact on motivating people to feel more motivated to take action when they feel that they do have an effect on the outcome. Engagement and studying low self-esteem as well, emotional aspect as well. So how to achieve the determination, the self-determination? Define the success for yourself and have a personal, academic, and career goals. That's what I was saying. Try to empower yourself and study or have something extra than just music, just drama, just acting. Have something else. You know, we must learn how the sound engineering. We don't work every day as artists, but we can have like a weekend. There are Durban Music School here in Durban. Go learn an instrument. Go learn the sound engineering. Don't have only a voice. What if the voice is gone? What are you going to do when the voice is gone? If you're a musician, yeah. If you get disabled and you're an actor, as you know, that the level of disability actors is lacking in our country. So what are you gonna do? To empower yourself with something, instrument, sound engineering, be able to hear if the sound is not okay when you're performing. Have a skill of listening to the sound when you are there in your performance. Because you find people criticizing your show, the sound was not good, but you were there performing and you're depending on who? The sound engineer. You see?
Yeah.
So yeah, please let's just play play to your strength and develop strategies to meet your goals and use technology. As I was saying, you must skill yourself with technology, paperwork, how to do proposal, how to. Even me, I want to empower myself with how to do proposals and posters so that I won't trouble Lungani Gwala all the time. You see, I must try my best to fix my laptop, fix the skill, and be able to do it and then show him so that he can be impressed that I'm helping a very good human being, not someone who's always taking. When are we able to do it for ourselves? So we must use technology as empowering tool. Work hard, persevere, and be flexible. Be flexible. Okay, this is the end of the motivation, and I would like to invite you to our show, the upcoming show on the 24th of April. The theme of our show, actually, it is hosted by the one and only Ayanda Yandi Shandu.
The makeup, is it the makeup artist?
Yes, our lovely Global Sunday makeup artist. So she is the host with the MKG, which is the owner of the theater. It's Musa Gubega. I salute that guy so much for the grace that God gave him to have a theater, which we're using for the church as well.
Where is that theater? Where is that theater, Ms. Classic?
It's in 214 MKG building in Liberty House, Liberty Building in town, CBD. Yeah. There by Alwa Street. If you're looking for BP Center, they will tell you where is you get inside the BP Center. It was called BP Center before, but it's Liberty Building, just next to the door of the library.
Nice.
So yeah, the event is going to be hosted by the company Underworld Entertainment, partnering with the Global Sunday, and fortunately enough, Miss Classic is part of the artists performing. There are guest speakers, which is Linda Sbia and Mam Lungi M. There are guest speakers, and the theme of the event, it is reality behind the wedding cake. You know, it was a lockdown. A lot of marriages, they broke down. They were affected. See, so that's the purpose of this event, and the event is for the community, right? It's not for the church. It's for the community. Why this event, Ayanda Shandu? The objective of this event is to fix and amend those broken marriages, and to have to give the couples empowerment. There are people who already gave up, to empower them. There will be someone to motivate them, to give them empowerment, how to start their own business as well, how to cope. If you are not working as a couple, I know there's a lot of depression there. So we want to empower them. We're going to have a social worker as well, which will give them one-on-one session guided by the Underworld Entertainment Company. Okay. And yeah, we want to give the couples the self-esteem. We want to deal with the single couple, people that came alone as in a marriage, and the couples that will be there. They will be dealt with in a very good manner. It is a high standard event that Ayanda is hosting with the Underworld Entertainment, but we'll keep on giving the details until the event comes. So by that, I'm sure there are no more questions regarding the event. The event is on the 24th of April in CBD Liberty Building, MKG Group, number 214, by the company Underworld Entertainment, and the host is Ayanda Yandishan. You can find her on the page and ask a lot more questions. If you are in the same, you need this show, the show to be part of the show, because the tickets are limited. You know, we still have to be careful with the lockdown. So yeah, we are expecting people to get the tickets. So you can ask for more questions to Lungani Gwala, because he will be part of the event, and also Ayanda Yandi Shandu on Facebook, or you can inbox me as well if you are not clear about anything that I said.
I didn't before you leave, Miss Classic. I didn't get what time the show starts. I think.
Oh yes, there was a missing.
I think it's very important for people to know. 10 o'clock.
It's 10 to 4.
10 a.m.
There will be breakfast and lunch. So the tickets will involve the breakfast and lunch and hampers, some treats for few couples that will come early. There will be a competition here on the Global Sunday for questions. The question will be asked here on the Global Sunday next week, and the people that will win here, then they will get the hampers. They will collect the gifts from the building in the MKG building. So we will give them the gift, and we'll take pictures and send them here on the page for the Global Sunday as an evidence to witness the gift that we'll give them before the show.
So you said about Lungi M. Is it the Lungi M?
Lungi M, the Apostle Lungi M is motivating.
Apostle. Right.
Linda Sbiya, Mr. Magic, and we have also who's the other? As Vishandu, Pastor Apostle as Vishandu.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. Just to name the few.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I know. And there'll be me, obviously.
We were hoping for PDP. PDP is coming on Global Sunday next week. We were hoping she's part of our show, but I don't know how far were the negotiations with the owner of our company, because we requested the negotiations. Maybe Lungani Gwala can take it further for us.
Absolutely.
To twist the leg, because she's a very powerful woman of God who runs the events in the best level.
Absolutely. Actually, we covered her on the entertainment news today. So yeah, we're definitely gonna get in contact with her and see if it would be amazing.
So we're expecting the pictures so that we can finalize on posters, and then so that they can start to get the tickets, because the tickets are ready.
You're right. Yeah, that is beautiful. I can't wait for that event to occur, to take place. I mean, it sounds amazing. And I think you've covered a lot of things, Miss Classic. You've covered a lot of things, and for me is to just teach isiZulu. If you want to stay and learn isiZulu with me, it's fine. If you want to go rest, I know it's late back in South Africa, but in the next 10 minutes I'll be closing the show. I'll just teach isiZulu. It's a very simple, nice word for today that I'll be teaching. So thank you so much, Miss Classic. And we'll be posting more details about the show that is happening on the 24th of April. And we'll definitely share with you guys how you're going to get the tickets, the cost of the tickets, and etc. Is there a VIP, Miss Classic? Because I can't go there if there's no VIP session or VIP area.
The VIP is the Global Sunday. It's the Global Sunday only. Mr. Ken Ludden and Lungani Gwala are the VIPs. I don't know how can he be the VIP if he's part of the show. But yeah, so those are the VIPs. But then we're going to be Zooming the show as well.
Absolutely.
So we have guests and we have the event. So I'm sure everyone is a VIP on that day because we've been longing for things like this. So siyazenzela, and we'll be grateful to our partners, the media partners. We're gonna go out this week and run. So we can just run with us to make sure, spread the word and tell the whole world that we are hosting the event and buy the tickets. We will be very grateful and honored to have you and to help those couples that are facing challenges, especially in their marriages. And those who are approaching marriages, they can have a lot of empowerment and a lot of inspiration.
Absolutely. That was Miss Classic. Miss Classic, once again, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the motivation, and thank you so much, to you guys and your team, especially Ayandi, for bringing up this event. I think relationship is very important. It's very important. I mean, I know from being a child, when the father is happy in the house, or when the mother is happy in the house, everybody gets happy. You leave home.
There will be no bullying.
Exactly.
This event, the purpose, it's to reduce bullying, because there are a lot of even miscarriage. I mean, like abortions in marriages. There are a lot of extra kids born out of marriage. It's because of the challenges.
Yeah.
The lockdown impact. It has impact. There are a lot of drama in marriages, even in couples approaching marriages. There were supposed to be a lot of weddings, but the weddings were like, I don't know, stolen goats. So we want to amend and put that back together and fix our house together. And if the mother and father is tight, the relationship is tight, the whole community will be smiling.
True, that's true. I absolutely agree with that. That's a very good point.
Because it's causing barriers in kids at school as well. Remember, I'm teaching in the inclusive school.
Yes.
So it's causing a lot of barriers, challenges. The kids cannot even focus. What kind of matriculants we're going to have? What kind of leaders we're going to have if we don't fix this now?
Absolutely.
So let's be determined and have the 3 Ds. Don't ask anyone to do something. Just do it and fix the world. Fix the nation together. That's the work we can do to honor our kings, Litinis,
legacy.
Yes, legacy.
No, ugalele kwezwakala namhlanje bengithe ngizokhuluma isiZulu kahle bengithe nje ngizoshaya ngamageba nakho ke sengilahleka ke lapha nalapha but anyways ngizamile akufananga. Miss Classic, once more thank you so much. I have almost like 5 minutes before ngivale ishow, and ngizobe ngisesikhathini namhlanje angikho late. Hayi lesikhathi phela nesizulu naso hayi isikhathi ngizobe ngeke esikhathini, but ngizobe
isikhathi sama periods
wavele beke nje njalo.
Yeah, the one for menstruation base.
Anyways, let me just teach isiZulu quickly. Ngibe uteacher nje kahle futhi ngabe wena ufundisa isiZulu ngoba wena uteacher, but since I have an opportunity,
and if I spade when I'm teaching, because I'm teaching life skills, and I tell the kids what to say if they are raped. They mustn't say cake and a cigar when they are raped. In isiZulu, you will be very uncomfortable when I can teach that, because I will say it as it is, because I say it to the kids as it is, because the criminals cannot get away with murder. They have to say umalume touched where, not touch the cake and put the cigarette. You must say spade to spade. But they must know that it is not a public words or conversation to talk about. It is private, because you're talking about private parts. You understand? So you cannot just talk about our cake and cigar outside. It's private. So but you have to talk to social workers and police and say it as it is, and your parent, your adult.
Yeah, I think on the 24th we have enough time that we can cover something like that, because there's something that came in my mind today as I was preparing for the show in the morning. if we can start something that will educate young children, especially women, especially girls, when you are in trouble, what signs can you do? Maybe ngabe uhamba nomuntu omkidnappile, and umbambile wathi ungasho lutho unganyakazi,
and they can't scream.
They can't scream. They can't talk. They can't do anything. But since they might have their hands free, they can give out a sign using their hands. Yes. So maybe if we can start something like that. I mean, we know as Global Sunday, we always try to assist where we can assist in the communities. So I think, because ziningi ingane ilahlekayo, Miss Classic, and uthola ukuthi ingane itshontsha phambi kwakho, idlula phambi kwakho, you don't even know,
we can even host this during a day, maybe at school, at different schools, like few schools where we can reach.
Absolutely. Let's talk about that. Yeah, let's talk about that, and maybe let's introduce a new segment where it can be during the day or where it can be live and also be recorded and be shared with the kids. So parents can watch this with the kids, and the kids would actually know what to do if they come across situations because we're really tired of these things that are happening. Kids being raped,
while we are
kids
stressed
being
by
kidnapped.
lockdown and these things are happening.
We got to attack before we come across that situation. But Miss Klasiki, let me teach isiZulu, and then when I finish, I'm just gonna close the show. Thank you so much, Miss Klasiki, for sharing all of these things that you shared with us. Very helpful, very profound, and I'm looking forward to the event, Yange 24 of April.
All right. Thank you so much for having us and for having me. See you next week, same time, same place. Boo, 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 boo.
Yes, that was Miss Klasiki esinikeza laphana a powerful motivation. Yes, ngincelile kakhulu. I hope you guys are also motivated lapho ekhaya. Quickly, let me just say hello to Musa Kubeka. Siyakubona laphana Musa Kubeka. Athi very important, never lose hope. Let's push. Yes, let's push indeed. Nomfundo Kubeka also ngathi team yakakubheka igcwele laphayana at be determined to achieve your dreams despite hardship. Yes, that is absolutely amazing. Nang laphayana Alessius Jr. at yes, we are fighting for the solution. Fighting is the solution. Shout out to you, Luis Becker. Luis Becker, he's Lapayana, he's in Mexico. Shout out to you, Luis Becker. I can see you are flexing your muscles. Thanks so much to Miss Classic. That was really powerful. let me quickly teach you isiZulu so we can close the show. I have 4 minutes to take Zulu, my favorite part where I teach you isiZulu. If you remember, the last time I taught you igama elithi fire, unfortunately, fire, and umlilo. Fire is umlilo. Umlilo is fire. I'm supposed to be starting with this Zulu because now, you know, Zulu is the celebrity here, and especially today. Anyway, umlilo means fire. And how you pronounce it, it's li lo. It's OOMLEE law. You know, there's always other ways you can pronounce this this word, but I think this was a perfect one. If you're a non-Zulu speaker, this will help you to pronounce this word. So back up, Louis, if you are watching, I want you to send me a record, send me a recording saying this this word umlilo. Umlilo, it means fire. The only fire that you know, unless there is another fire in Gawazi. That was the previous one. So our next one is Lala. Lala. I think Miss Classic right now, we are Lala. Lala means sleep. So it's so simple. Lala. You know, it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't mean good night or, you know, go to. It does mean go to sleep though, but it doesn't mean good night. So it's like telling somebody to sleep. You know, you're not saying good night. You're telling them to sleep. So if you're telling your child, mapoloba, sleep. You know, you are telling them to sleep. You are not saying good night. Anyway, so Lala, how you pronounce it is la. In English, if you want to say it correctly, you are going to say la with H. So your LA is with H. Both of them, they're with H. So you don't have to leave a gap in between or a space in between. You can just say la or la. It's up to you until you get used to it. So your first visit to South Africa, start practicing these words. If you want to interact with me on WhatsApp, you know, send me a WhatsApp and, you know, try and record yourself saying these words, because they're really going to help you if you go to South Africa. Because I know South Africa is a beautiful country, and especially my city, Durban. Yeah, my city, Durban, is a beautiful city. So if you happen to visit there, Zulu is one of the famous language in South Africa. So if you know Zulu, you know, I can say you kind of like safe. So yeah, let me show you. I didn't show you. There you go. It's there on your screen now. Yeah, Lala. And earlier on I showed you fire, which is umlilo. So this is the spelling. I'm sorry about that. I didn't show it on your screen, but it was on my screen. I wasn't trying to be selfish, but ngivele ngakhohlwa nje kuvele washibli kulimi angiqeda amazulu mase shibli kulimi. But yes, that's it for today, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ayanda Shandu ati powerful motivation. Thanks. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much. Ayanda, we're definitely gonna see you soon, because we really want you to talk more about the show. I think we still have 1 or 2 more weeks for you to be on the show, which is Banzi, about the event that you guys are hosting. Okay, that is from me na Lungani Gwala. Bathi bathi khuluma nabo mfana batshenze khamba kanjani uLungani Gwala lo, aka Chocolate Kid Leo. And you know, if you are still watching right now, uthathe nje ile ntuza i-screenshot. You know, I haven't done this in a while, but take a screenshot uthi nje khafa awuthi ngime kahle, because I remember the guy RT ngathi akenza inhliziyo, and I said he must one of our guests a few months ago, I said to him, okay, now let's pause for the people who are watching at home so they can take screenshots. So make a shape of a heart. And what he did was like, he did something like this, you know. It was like this. I was like, okay, I didn't want to say anything, because actually, you know, maybe we have different shapes when it comes to Inhliziyo. You know, maybe my heart is like a different shape. I've never seen it before, so but I want to believe right now that my heart looks like this. So I'm just gonna put a heart, and you know, you guys can take a screenshot and then you share this with me on Lungani Gwala or with Bongiwe Msomi or with the Global Sunday TV show on Facebook or on Instagram. So, yes. Thank you so much, guys. I will see you next week, same time, same place. Remember, if you want more, you can go to www.theglobalsunday.com. You can go to our YouTube page, Diverse Global Studios. We are live right now. Thank you so much, guys, for your support. Remember to like, to share, to comment, because we are also trying our best to help their communities. From me, I'm saying bye-bye. I'll see you next time. Thank you so much.
Sometimes angikwazi ukuzicontrola kodwa manje kumele ngihambe. Isikhathi sishayile kumele ngihambe. Amandla aphelile manje akuhambeki. Ngiphe so ngenzela amaphutha sometimes angikwazi ukuzicontrola kodwa manje kumele ngihamba